Ah, there it is. Okay, let's start this over. Welcome back, everybody, to another week of SCSRA Live. Tonight we got Guy with Tony Starch, Robert Duvendack, and none other than Eddie Morris with us tonight. Thanks for hanging out in the chat already, guys. You guys are lighting it up already. Keep it going. Like, subscribe, do all the fun things. Get that over with. As we discussed while on mute, Robert Duvendack is sick. He's got bronchitis or something wrong with him. He's broken.
He's out there working that wheel like he's ready to go, though.
Yeah, so
he'd be better if he probably took an injury last night from Billy Titoff.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Billy Titoff ruined my entire night. Thanks, Billy. I was gonna beat you guys in that race, and then he ruined it with that caution.
So lots of fun things tonight. First off, we are going to do a playoff reveal, or who made the playoffs for the SCSRA Truck and Next Gen Leagues, as well as the ASR Tour from Monday nights. So everyone kind of went into the playoffs this week. So tonight we get to figure out who made it, who didn't, and what the predictions are. Also, coming up later in the show, we have the Season 8 reveal for the SCSRA. Devin was going to show up. He teased it last night, and I don't know what happened, but he's not going to be here. So we're going to do it for him. So also, I'm kind of excited for Season 9 in the beginning conversations of it.
Yeah, I was going to say there's no fancy schedule because it was kind of last minute. We were gonna, then we weren't gonna, then we're gonna, and then we weren't gonna. So we're kind of back and forth. But yeah, there's some big things in talks going on. So
yeah, preliminary conversations.
It's in the early stages.
For preliminary conversations for Season 9, it's gonna be a good one. Dirt may be making its return in Season 10 too.
What?
No.
Whoa.
Oh,
Totally kidding.
Not
maybe
happening. We need to make the best one for 10. Maybe we need to.
I heard the All-Star race is going to be played on the dirt.
You heard
Well,
wrong.
it couldn't be any worse than New Hampshire, so.
We're going to turn the lights off, and it's going to be on dirt.
Why don't we just go race Talladega at night then?
Hell yeah, let's do it.
Tried that already.
Yeah, we did try that last.
All-Star race 3, All-Star race 2, All-Star race.
Right. All right. So let's go with the chat. Go back to chats real quick. Anything important? We got Josh Sharn, turn 200. You guys know who that is. I don't know who that is. Cheesy B.
Yeah, it's Tommy Cook.
Tommy Cook.
Tommy Cook. Okay. Welcome, Tommy Cook.
Who's a broadcaster.
Yeah, he did a broadcasting job at Jacksonville Speedway last night, calling sprint cars for Kyle Larson, and dude did a phenomenal job. If you look him up on Facebook, you'll see the videos of it. Excellent job. He's getting a lot of recognition for it too.
Yeah, it was intense.
Really?
So if I wanted to find this, where exactly would I find this at?
No, let me see if I can find it.
You know what? Duvendack can share it in both Discords and get it out there and give Tommy the recognition he deserves, because it was I watched that work, man, and you're on the edge of your seat from start to finish.
For sure, man.
Yeah, let's make it happen.
Whenever we get links and stuff.
Hey, get us the link.
Definitely
We'll post it in the chat, and we'll get that out there. Does he do iRacing broadcasting?
I think he was for his league, the Turn 200. He might have been doing it for. They were doing their leagues on Monday nights, but he's racing back with us on Monday nights. So I don't know if they moved to a different night or if they just kind of put theirs on hold for now.
Got it. Okay.
So since we got these guys here, do they want to kind of go over the ASR for anybody that might not know what it is?
That was the first thing on the list. Yeah, absolutely. Matt Williamson's in the chat as well. Eddie Riley Gomes, thanks for coming by, guys. We have a better chance of a short track going flag to flag green than Devin showing up. That's possibly true.
I'm definitely taking the odds on that.
Yeah.
All right. So
putting a unit on it.
So first off, what we normally do for people that have not been on the show before, tell us about yourselves.
Cheesy B.
Cheesy B, I'm here. Oh, sorry, Cheese. I did see you. I forgot. We started talking about turn 200. Tony's mouth ain't moving. Yeah, he turned the tracking off. Well, kind of.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, he'll move. Tony moves. He's just we don't need him to go into a coma again.
His mouth moves like that. His guy's he's always eating. So
I'm always eating. I'm always eating.
Mouth wide open eating a hot dog or something. I don't know.
Every time I drink coffee, my mouth gets huge.
What is happening? My computer is struggling right now. This is weird.
Well, you got a little bit of lag going on, but you know what? Everything's moving.
I've never seen this before.
You got hacked. Tony Starch is bringing it down.
Anyways, so yeah, let's actually talk about Tony Starch and Robert Duvendack with ASR. First off, Guy, introduce yourself, who you are, where you came from, how long you've been on iRacing, family, friends, all that fun stuff.
Shit. Well, obviously, Guy Bracco at Broadcast, Monday, Wednesday, Sunday night now, thanks to Mr. David Hartney.
Hey, we do it together, bud.
We do, man. We're in it for the long haul, and you know what? It's working out. So tune into those nights. Created Tony Starch, kind of as like a little joke, because I was like, man, he kind of looks like he belongs. He's got the SCSRA color going on, and you know what? He's kind of grown on the league as the lead potato, so I don't think he's going anywhere for a long time. Shit, dude, how long have I been on iRacing? 2 years? Is this year 2?
I don't even know if it's 2. I mean, it might be coming up. Close to 2.
It might be close to 2. So I served in the Air Force with Duve. Some of our biggest memories are playing beer pong in hotel rooms. But he got me into iRacing. He told me not to do it, said I wouldn't stick with it. And I kind of proved him wrong with it. And
Well, hold on. First off, you used to rip on me for watching NASCAR every Sunday.
I did used to rip on you.
And then every Monday night when I'd get off Call of Duty or whatever, playing to do racing, you'd always give me a hard time and talk shit about it. So you ended up joining it after you watched some of the broadcasts that we did for that league, and you ended up catching on to it and spending all the money and getting everything.
Yeah, man, and now I think I've invested more money than I ever should have. But
don't we all?
Yeah,
It's iRacing. Yeah.
it's iRacing, and you know what? I just keep adding to it with the broadcasts, and I've kind of taken a back seat to driving. I haven't driven in. This is the first full season I haven't even touched the wheel. Actually, I unplugged the wheel because broadcasting's taken so much time, and I've actually found a pretty good love for it. You guys make it pretty easy over here. The whole admin team. Great team over here at SCSRA. So I got 2 girls. One's a stud varsity cheerleader. She'll be a junior next year. And then and a weightlifter. She went to state for the state of Florida. Came in 8th in the entire state of Florida in the 101s. And then my youngest, she's my little softball baller. Been married, 15 years? So yeah, she lets me pretty much get away with being on this broadcast thing, man. So big shout out to her. But I'm just glad I made the plunge and came over here to the SCSRA family and made the whole switch, because we've definitely taken this to major strides.
Sure, man. We're glad to have you and appreciate you to be here, and we appreciate your wife and family and everybody that allows you to do it with us. So definitely glad you guys are here.
Hell yeah, man. We're going to take this thing to the moon. To the moon!
To the moon!
To the moon!
Oh, great. Oh, now Tony has to get a Dogecoin.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Make the shirt.
Go.
Make the shirt.
I'm sure
Oh,
we can make that
shit.
happen.
Mm-hmm.
Duvendack, your turn.
All right. Well, I've been on the service of iRacing since, I want to say it was probably sometime in 2016 when I was still in the military. I've always played NASCAR games on PlayStation and stuff like that. And I was doing NASCAR race in 2003 just for fun, offline. And then a buddy of mine said, hey, you need to check out iRacing sometime. So I did it. Tried it with a controller, not thinking that it was what it is. And did that for like maybe 2 weeks. And he's like, dude, you gotta get a wheel. And I was like, all right, well, ordered one when they were on sale, and I've been hooked ever since. So I don't think I've put it down. It's become a huge hobby of mine. I always tell my wife when she gives me a hard time about it, I'm like, look, it's either I sit in the basement and I do some iRacing like I'm in a league, or I can go out to the bars and go bowling in a league or play darts in a league or something where I'm not home. So
Exactly.
you gotta love it that I'm home doing it.
Yep.
It does. It sounds a lot like Josh's thing, because there was he talked about this last week, where it may have been his sister-in-law where I guess her husband had cheated on her or something like that. And then his wife, Josh's wife, got super happy that he was just home playing games and she never had to ask
Right.
where he was.
That's what I tell her all the time. I'm like, I could be out getting drunk with a bunch of buddies if you want.
Dude, sometimes I want them to go out and get drunk so I can sit here and just get what I need to done.
Exactly.
Dude, I got a crotch rocket. I may have rode it 4 times total last year. I was practicing and chilling on the sim and hanging with the guys, you know.
Yeah.
there's-
I was, like Guy said, we were in the military together down in Florida for about 7.5 years before I got out and came back here. Came back here to Ohio to be near my my 2 daughters with my first wife, and got remarried in 2018, and we had a son together. So we got 4 kids. It's hectic, crazy, but she does a great job on the nights I'm racing to allow me to still do this every time. So
Man, 2 is
Last-
more than enough for me.
no, I was done at
Shout
2.
out to her.
I was done at 2, then got divorced and remarried. So then I took a stepdaughter on, and she wanted to have another. So here I am, 4.
It's a zoo. It is. Try to game with this man, and you better be ready for the comments coming from the kids because it is always a zoo.
We
But-
appreciate you guys' service, man.
Yeah, thank you.
Pretty cool.
I appreciate it.
And you'll see if you check out Duve's car or my car, we're both big advocates for vet ticks. And you see the commercial that I created. I mean, that's the mental health hotline. 22 veterans a day is way too many. So now that we're out, we're both disabled veterans. So we're both advocates for, make sure these veterans get their rights and we can stop them from ending life way before their time. So
Absolutely.
That's a huge cause. I mean, there's not enough people that put enough time and effort into that. There's too many vets that don't know what resources they have, where they can go. Yeah, there's too many of them that lost their lives, that have put their lives down for our country and then to just get thrown out.
yeah,
That's my
and for
personal
anyone
opinion.
watching, well, if you're a veteran and you need some help with, there's so many things, but you're out of the military now and you don't have a disability rating, come talk to me and Duve. We've both gone through the process, and we know some avenues to take and what you should be claiming as some of your rights as a veteran. So come talk to us and we'll definitely get you some education on the whole matter.
Yeah,
And-
absolutely.
Guy and Rob, where can they reach you guys? Because just
Well-
saying it on a stream doesn't do any good.
Well,
If you need contact information, you don't know where to go, you can always message anybody in Facebook to the SCSRA, and we'll get your information over to Guy. You can also email us at admin@scsra.net, and that will get your information over to them. That's 2 avenues right there.
100%.
Or you can just tune in to any broadcast and put
Yeah.
your name in there and a way to get in touch with you. And one of us can look you up after the broadcast. And
Yeah, put your
touch you.
Discord in there. We'll reach out to you.
You got 4 nights to do it. You got Monday nights, you got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Sunday. So I mean, there's 4 different nights you can reach out to us. Reach out to Guy.
Or just
anyways.
look us up on Facebook. Shoot a message if it's off night and you need help or need someone to talk to. We're here all the time.
Absolutely.
And the craziest thing, man, is also vet ticks, man. Check them out. Veteran, first responders, nurses, doctors, firefighters, police. Check them out, man. They get free tickets to events. I've gotten tickets to Dega the last 2 years. Haven't been able to go because me and Rob can't find the time, so his father-in-law gets to go. We just got tickets to a concert.
Talladega Boulevard, baby.
Man, it's constant. And NASCAR, I mean, if you want to go watch a NASCAR race, I bet there is tickets to every race. There's not a race that I haven't seen them come across at least once. So
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe's gotten them at Richmond before.
I
well,
haven't paid for a NASCAR race in probably 6-7 years, maybe.
Rob goes to Michigan every year and doesn't pay for it. It's all provided by VetTix, so
Nice.
pretty good.
So going along with the Guy and Rob show, tell us about ASR. Where did it come from? Because we do stream that on Monday nights as well.
Yeah, so we I back a couple of years ago, I think it's been now, I started a league on my own. Wanted to kind of give guys a league to go into where you can kind of be yourself, speak your mind, have fun, not take it so seriously. A lot of leagues that you run in, you'll see it's very professional. They take everything really seriously. You can't just voice your opinions. Well, I wouldn't say you guys. You guys are pretty relaxed compared to some leagues I've been in, but they'll penalize you for yelling at another driver, and they'll end up kicking you out of the league for just voicing your opinion and things. So I wanted to create a place where you guys could feel like they could voice their minds and speak how they're feeling and not have to worry about the repercussions. So that's what we did with the prior league. I ended up getting sick while I was down in Florida visiting Guy. We were hanging out at his house. The next morning, I woke up. It was actually my birthday morning. I had to go to the hospital, and that's where we found out I had this heart condition on top of my kidney issue. So at that point, I came back from Florida and kind of handed the league off to another group of guys to kind of run it for me while I was, trying to figure everything out with that. And I wanted to make sure that the league was taken care of, and I didn't want to kind of leave everyone just hanging out there. So gave control over to that, and it was probably, the guy been about 8-9 months now?
Yeah, about 9 months.
Yeah, so right around then, we kind of left that league. I was trying to get control of the Super Speedway League back, and they didn't want to, which it's fine. It's completely up to them. I gave them all the rights. So we kind of finished off the seasons with them, and took a couple months off, and everyone's asking, like, what are we going to do? Are we going to run another league? Are we going to join another league? What's the plan? And I kept talking about, starting up another one. And at the time, I was like, I don't really want to take all that on. I don't want to start fresh and build everything back up again. But after about a week of them convincing and talking about it, we ended up pulling the trigger and starting fresh and starting ASR and pretty much building it back again from the ground up. And it's grown rapidly. I think this is only our first season, and I want to say like week 1 we had close to 40 drivers, just based off of the reputation of Guy and myself, and how we run things and how we've done things in the past, and all the people that we know on iRacing. So it kind of took off pretty quick, and we're going to be closing up season 1 here in a few weeks, and hoping that season 2 starts off just as strong.
And one thing that we definitely incorporated into ASR that you don't see too often is leagues, as me and Rob as league owners, we front the cost for it. We don't make every decision. If you're a team of 3 or more, you elect a team captain, and that team captain gets a vote. So right now I think we have about 6 of them, to include Rob is the override vote, and I don't even vote. So I'm like a vice president. I just sit there. Rob is the override and only votes if it's a tie. But our team captains vote on everything from penalties to where we should go, what we should do with the league, because, I mean, majority should rule in that favor. We don't want it to be a dictatorship where everything is benefiting just me and Rob. That's not why we created it. We wanted it to be a fun place for everyone and everybody welcome, all different aspects of drivers. So it I'm pretty sure I was the most hesitant about starting ASR. And one day I called Rob and I said, you know what? I got a little bit of cash, man. I don't give a damn. Let's just start it. And that from there, we went with it. And we were nervous, but we got a great group of guys. And with the backing of SCSRA coming on board with the broadcasting, and it's just been phenomenal, man. So it's been a great time.
Yeah, so I couldn't agree more with that, and we were struggling to find a broadcaster before our season started, and that's because a lot of the, like Guy said, we were kind of fronting the bill ourselves. And the last league I started, I probably dropped at least $2,000 in starting it up and getting broadcasters and finding sponsorships and stuff like that. So that was, I think, I agree with him. That was kind of our biggest thing about trying to start up again, is going through all that again and spending that kind of money, but. So we struggled trying to find a broadcaster to keep it kind of budget friendly for us a little bit, and a lot of people are already booked up and everything. So you guys coming on board and helping us out has been more than a blessing. This channel alone is just kind of taken off and grown huge, and not to mention the work that Guy's put into it. I mean, this broadcast, just looking at these graphics and stuff, and the way that he presents himself in a broadcast, and the way he talks and everything, just pretty much top to bottom, is, I tell him all the time, I'm like, dude, you're like right up there with some of the best end service. He might not realize that, and he might not think that, but you pull up any stream from any big broadcaster for iRacing, and I mean, he's right there with him, seriously. So.
To be fair, I did make fun of Dude for a long time about watching NASCAR. But little known fact, I grew up in Nazareth, Pennsylvania, home of the Andrettis. So I went to a ton of races growing up. as I got older, I was like, all right, I can't watch it on TV. I was a huge Davey Allison fan. You guys found that out the other week during the throwback race, even though it was the 3. No, yep, was it 3 that ran it? So didn't run the normal number, but hey, I was a huge fan of it. And then obviously once Nazareth shut down and got destroyed, Pocono kind of became my home track. So
bitches.
I was gonna say we got
is
a
that Devin?
What's
we got
up?
what's going on?
I told you it'd be tight, but we're here. We're here.
Oh my god.
We're here.
Hey,
I
Josh,
was just
you
about
lose.
to I was just about to interrupt everybody because Eddie just freaked out on camera and I
I about
didn't
fell
know
out of my
why.
damn
I
chair,
know it.
bro.
I thought he was having a stroke. I was like, dang, what did I say? What, you don't like Nazareth?
Oh man.
Not an Andretti fan?
What's up?
All right, so Devin, first off, how long are you going to be on?
I'm here for the rest. I'm good.
Oh, sweet. Okay, so what do you guys want to do first? Do you want to do ASR, SCSRA leagues, or which one do you want to do first?
Well, they're in order from the nights we broadcast. So, and your guys' league, obviously, we do not broadcast the trucks. We threw the trucks in there. There are Tuesday night. That's your guys' Tuesday night league. So it is ASR, the trucks, the next gen.
Raj, how are you going to share this? Are you going to
Well,
share
I
in
mean,
Discord?
What are you talking
I-
about?
So, or do you have it
yeah.
on?
You got PowerPoint made up. He's gonna pull up here.
Yeah.
Tony Starch has it, baby. He's got it. I just got to switch my rooms real quick.
Another PowerPoint brethren, baby. Let's go.
Let's go.
Hey, that's
Yeah, no,
You-
Eddie Hardy, you can go ahead and tell them that they're overdoing themselves with the slideshows like you love to tell me.
You know what the
No.
difference is, though, Devin? His
No, I don't want to hear it. Actually, you can stop. No,
he
you
uses
can stop there.
PowerPoint. He doesn't use Google Slideshow.
350.
I get that.
free 99.
Hey man, we're I think
You know what? Let me just pay for this slideshow that's going to take up 20 minutes of our time. Yeah,
There you
right.
go.
I
Oh,
think
but-
we only have it for free because we were in college and you get it for free when you're in school. So
Yeah, they don't call me bootleg Butch no for nothing.
they don't need to look.
Modern
I
day
don't know,
pirate.
Yeah, no one calls me that.
man.
Okay. Hang on, guy. Let me just set this up, and then you.
That's
are-
what I'm trying. I'm trying to move Tony around, dude. I'm trying to get him in your little screen here.
shrink that little dude down a little bit.
Yeah, we don't need him that big. He's up there, isn't he?
It's cold out. He can shrink a little bit.
He's one of us.
Oh, he's showing his legs. He's showing his legs.
Short little spud.
Didn't have any pants on, bro.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
no,
ain't
he's
got no
got little
pants on.
shorts. He's
You
got
told me
little
I
I mean, he is a
told me I'd take my pants off, dude. That was the rule.
Bro's wearing jean shorts.
Shorts.
He might be a Dallas fan. I don't know yet.
Ooh.
All right, and here we go with the playoff reveals for all three leagues. We got ASR, SCSRA. Who's our primary sponsor for the trucks? Oh, Intensity Apparel Trucks.
Intensity. Yeah.
And then the
Ask
Dev Sports.
Trey. He reminded them last night. Trey knows who it is.
Oh, Trey knows. He's a Josh Hall fan, baby.
And then
Nice.
the Dev Sports Cards Next Gen Series as well. So we'll start off with Guy and ASR.
Well, you know what? Do you guys, you know what? I will share this in the Discord because I just thought about it. It's a delay on the broadcast, and Mr. Duvendack can't see
No, they
what
can
I
see
got
it.
going.
If they watch my stream, they can.
Oh, you're fancy. Well, it's in
Yes,
Discord.
sir.
I'll close it then. All right. So ASR Tour is first.
Drum roll.
All right.
Oh, whoa. Look,
Oh
more is
my
customs.
god!
More is
Oh,
customs
woo-wee.
with the graphics, baby.
Nice little curtain reveal and everything.
Man, Dan, I look like
Yeah,
a van of white, by
We
the
don't
way.
have
You
to
see?
look at my. We don't have to look at my slideshow. It's not that good.
I was gonna say, like, I just did the background. That was all Guy
Yeah,
and Tony Starch
actually,
right there. I can't
just
take
gonna-
credit for that. That
I'm
was
just gonna head out.
yeah, that was short lived.
All right, dude. We're gonna start with the number one driver.
All right, so just a little background here. So we have 16 drivers that make the playoffs in our league. We wanted to do 12 with only a 16 race season, but we thought adding the bottom 4 there and doing kind of like a 1 race shootout would create a little excitement for those guys who are trying to battle their way in at the end, and also keep people showing up through the playoffs and towards the end of the season. And I think it's kind of worked, but so that's why 12 are in green, and then the bottom 4. That are going to be in red are going to be essentially doing a 1 race shootout this coming Monday, where they'll be still part of the playoffs, the 6 race playoffs, but the 2 bottom drivers will actually be booted, and then the top 2 of those bottom 4 will continue on to playoffs and use those points that everyone else and them earned for that race 1 to kind of continue on.
Like an LCQ kind of.
Kind of,
Yep.
yeah. It was
Yep,
kind of,
you
yeah,
have a
kind of like a
little-
wild card type thing with
Nice.
baseball. You get the 1 game playoff or whatever. So,
I
but
bet,
yep,
I bet it's easier to set up than an actual heat format. So
I'm sure. I don't know.
PTSD with the last chance Q being thrown in there.
Which, by the way, I just want you to know I'm missing the Knicks for this, so they better be doing well.
It's not an all-star race if the session ain't messed up.
It's basketball.
I mean, it's tradition now.
Yeah, we're paying you guys $100 to win and laugh at me, so it's fine. Soak your tears with these $1 bills.
Oh man.
All right, so the first drivers locked in are obviously going to be the guys who have wins this season, so everyone kind of already knows that. So Todd Poston won this past Monday night, which put him at 3 wins on the season, so that put him at number 1. Number 2 is going to be Chris Akers. He's got 2 wins on the season. Their team has kind of dominated our league for the most part and winning tons of stages and races, and that team is those 3 in that team. Well, I should say 4 with I think Russ is on their team too. But those 3 that got the wins this season so far are some of the best on the service in super speedway racing. So it's always tough to compete with them and beat them each week. But when you do, you really feel accomplished and like you did something. So Chris Akers, myself, and Daniel Holloway, I believe, all have 2 wins this season. So that's the top 4. 5th place driver is going to be Sean Wilder. He managed to sneak out a win in between all the Candy Shack wins that were going on. So
and he missed week 1.
And he missed week 1. Yep, he came in our league a little bit late because he was trying to give another league another chance, but I decided it wasn't and came over here. We gave him provisionals for that week, and then it's actually a good thing that he won because I think right now he might be out on points if I'm not mistaken.
It was close.
So it was very close. So him getting that win helped him out. 6th place drivers, my teammate Will Weber. Again, another great super speedway driver. He's had a couple struggles this season, getting taken out in wrecks late in races and stuff like that, but still did great with points wise and was able to get on in with the points. So they'll be the only 2 of us that are shooter right now, and we're both going to be in trying to fight off everyone else. So spot number 7, this spot goes to one of our drivers who has done a complete 180 since joining us compared to another league we were in with him. I almost question whether or not he has someone else behind the wheel racing on Monday nights. He's done so great this year. He went from a couple seasons ago in another league to getting wrecked out all the time and struggling to get mid-pack finishes to this season. He's finished top 3, I want to say, like 5 of the last 6 races or something crazy.
And he won stage 2 this week.
So. Yeah, and he won stage last week. So he's definitely was an underdog coming in the season, but he's absolutely established himself as one of the top drivers this season. So awesome to see him up there making playoffs, and almost was able to get a win this past week. If I could have got behind him there at the end, we were going to get him that win, but didn't pan out. But he squeaks in there with spot number 7. Spot 8 goes to Royal Greenhorn Racing's Matt Williamson. He is good buddies with Tommy Cook, who we were talking about a little earlier there with the broadcasting, the sprint cars with Kyle Larson and all that last night.
Which the link is posted on the Discord.
Yep, link is posted on the Discord. I believe I put it into the YouTube chat. I don't know, maybe I didn't or not, but I put it in there now if I didn't earlier. Those guys also were from a prior league. These are the Turn 200 guys. They ended up leaving that league, going and starting their own. Carl saying you hire a driver. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Carl, don't say it because it's been a conspiracy.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, those Royal Greenhorn guys went and did their Turn 200 thing, kind of disappeared for a little bit, and when they heard we were starting a new one up, they wanted to come back and run with us again. So glad to have those guys back. They're a blast to race with and a lot of fun. So glad to see Matt make it in there. Tyler Hurt with the Blind Squirrels Racing. He managed to. I mean, you could almost put these part of Candy Shack in there. You could take Blind Squirrels off there.
Did we see that Tyler Hurt actually showed up in a Kit Kat car this last week? By the way, so he definitely threw some red flags. But when it was time to pit, he pit with Blind Squirrel.
Yeah, so he's playing both sides of the field there. So We'll call him a
He
switch
called
hitter.
his shot.
He called something.
Hey, in
Well-
a super speedway, you can't really blame him, bro. Like the more friends you have, the better off you're probably gonna
Yeah,
do.
absolutely.
Well, and we've never raced with Tyler, and I will tell you, this kid is in the top 3 every week, consistently up there. He will push whoever's in front of him, and he handles getting pushed by some of the best pushers in the league very well. He's definitely earned a lot of respect this year coming in, and no one really knowing anything about him. His boss is somewhere in the Discord, Mr. Ambrose. So I don't know if he'll leave Blind Squirrels. He might have to leave a job first, but we'll see what happens next season.
He's gonna leave and get fired. That's what's gonna happen.
You get fired on your day off on iRacing.
Did his nickname stick or no?
Oh yeah, he loves it. He put it in the Discord.
The Kniebler elf.
The Kniebler
Oh
elf.
yeah.
Cookies.
Ambrose, yeah. All right, spot 10 goes to a new team. These guys, I think we found them in a recruitment race. Prior to our season start.
No, the night of the race. I did a recruitment before week 1, and these guys joined, and I was like, this is not going to be good.
Yeah. But yeah, these guys have definitely shown up and kind of surprised the league as well with how good they are. They have a good group. I want to say there's 4 of them.
Yep,
on
and
their
they're
team.
growing.
Yep, and each week these guys are up there contending and being pushers and learning how everyone's driving to get better each and every week. So really impressive season 1 with us to have him making it there in spot number 10. Spot 11 goes to the man, the myth, the legend that we've been talking about, Tommy Cook. Great guy. If you click that link, go watch that broadcast from last night. Yeah, he'll blow your pants off. He does an amazing job at calling races. And before last night, I knew he did it. I watched a couple of the other things that he did. Always thought he was great, and I always wanted to hire him for our leagues, but he always wanted to race, so I wasn't going to bother him. I didn't want him to step out of the car, unlike Guy, to do broadcasting. So it's great having him in the RGR gang there, racing with us each and every week again. We missed them when they left, so.
Well, one thing that's incredible with RGR is they started extremely slow in the Xfinity, really sat back, tried to learn about the league and how they were going to do. They got in some bad wrecks early, and 2 of those drivers able to bounce back and end up in the top 12. So RGR really turned the season around.
All right, so the final spot locked in for the first round without having to go to the LCQ essentially is Hunter Leach. He missed this past Monday's race.
Oh, what did he make it in by?
I don't remember. He barely squeaked in, but
It was like a point.
Yeah, I don't remember, but he was actually trying to qualify for the U.S. Open for golf on Monday. He was at a local tournament, and I don't remember how exactly he did, but he wasn't able to show up Monday for that. And I was tuning in online, just kind of following the leaderboard for a little while, seeing how he did. But again, part of Royal Greenhorn Racing, so those guys were able to get 3 of them in here.
All right, well, these next 4 spots, they're going to be racing for survival here at Talladega this next week.
Yeah, these next 4, they're going to have an exciting, stressful race on Monday, battling it out. And
It sounds like the last 10 weeks in the SCSRA, racing for survival.
Right.
Well, and you guys almost saw that upset last night, and these guys are going to have to put on a heck of a show come Monday night, starting with.
And there's Ethan Horst. So we got another shake and bake driver, like we were just saying with Dalton, kind of came on and joined us last minute and have really shown up and kind of surprised everyone with how good they work together. These guys over at Shake and Bake, they're always the first one in our sessions, and they're always out there together practicing with each other, practicing pushing, trying to learn and get better each and every week. So you'll see a lot of the people who've been doing super speedway racing for a while will kind of show up last minute for the session and just qualify and race because they've been doing it for so long. I can't really attest for how long these guys have been doing it, but they, like I said, they show up each and every week. First guys in the session practicing, so it's definitely showing up in the leaderboard here. And then the Knievel Elf. So Ambrose.
Knievel Elf.
The name stuck, huh?
It did. He must have went back and watched the broadcast the next day because he was putting it in our Discord talking about it. So he's our designated drunk guy. I think he shows up every race about 6 beers in.
There's beer cookies, man.
There's
He
been a
definitely
couple
leads
times.
12.
There's one race a couple of seasons ago where he comes over the radio and he's slurring the shit out of his words, and you can see it by his driving on track. And he comes over the radio, he's like, "I'm going in front." Not even 2 laps later, he's at the front because 3/4 of the field pulled over and dropped to the back of the field.
Nobody was out there with him. They just let him go
Nope.
out there by himself.
drove to the lead at Super Speedway all by himself. So
Sounds
we
like
love
him
that
and Garrett Kinder would get along. Josh should know that.
But great guy to have in the league as well. He's a freaking blast to have around and fun to hang out and talk with. So glad to see him sneak in to that, even though he's in that bottom 4. And then another Royal Greenhorn, Brad Saxton getting in. I think he barely squeaked in as well over the 16th place. So I know that battle at the bottom was really tight between all these guys, and I think DJ might have been the first one out. So you got Candy Shack's got 3 guys in. You got Shooter with 2. Blind Squirrel's got a couple. Shakerbake's got a couple. And then you got Royal Greenhorn with the entire team making the playoffs. So excellent job by those guys to manage to get all 4 dudes in.
Okay. And then you go to that 16th
I'm
driver
streaming.
and Candy Shack.
Yeah. And then the very last driver, Russ, sneaking in over DJ there at the end. He had a good race on Monday night. He kind of struggled a little bit in the middle of the season, and I think that's why he kind of fell on the leaderboard some. But yep, he sneaks it in for the 16th and final spot to battle it out the bottom 4 there on Monday night, and giving Candy Shack all 4 of their guys in as well.
And you can just a testament to the league. You have in this play-in, this last chance qualifier. It's represented by 4 different teams, which was incredible. That 4 teams are going to be represented trying to battle it out. So they're going to have plenty of help next week.
Yeah, it's definitely going to make Monday exciting because you're going to have these 12 guys trying to get all the points they can in the first round, while also trying to help some of their teammates who are in the bottom 4, while also helping out other teammates that might not be in the playoffs. So it's going to be interesting to see how Monday night plays out with all the different agendas for all the teams. But I think throwing this little wrench in there for the round 1 was kind of exciting to create a little more excitement and keep the interest in the league once playoffs start. So, and I think it's working. So.
Oh, well, that's boom.
Right
Devin
into
got
the
one of those
truck
transitions,
series.
baby. Who's got the trucks? Who's gonna go with the trucks?
Devin? Eddie? Who's going?
I love the origami.
Man,
Right.
Devin's asleep.
Right.
Okay.
Serve it.
Well, I'm here. I'm just embarrassed by my slideshow for the schedule. But
Hey, we got origami over here, baby. We're killing it.
You got this, Devin?
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Yeah,
Well,
I got it.
There's driver 1.
Oh, what a shock.
Shocker,
it's-
shocker.
No, last season was really, really tough in trucks. I think I led only double-digit laps the entire season. So, I think Neon as a whole, we focus heavily on the next gen. So the trucks do get put to the back burner a little bit, but I think we managed to get all of us in there for trucks. Spoiler alert, but yeah, I'm excited for the playoffs, man. It's gonna be exciting.
So you have 6 wins on the season this season.
Yes.
And of your 997 laps that you ran this season, he's all about stats. If you haven't noticed, how many laps have you led? Does it say somewhere?
He probably knows.
Yeah.
He's looking it up in his book.
Yeah,
Probably.
SimRacer Hub just moved it like all the way over to the right instead of
Oh,
with the
410
important stuff.
laps.
Man, it's almost half of them.
41%
Yeah,
of the
but
laps.
it's came in like a handful of races. Like I know we led a lot at Dover and then New Hampshire, so it is a lot of laps led, but they've come at tracks where I've got thousands of laps. There's still been some head scratching tracks, but everyone has those. But yeah, no, I'm excited it's going to be a tight playoffs, man.
All right. So
Yes,
driver
sir.
number 2. We'll just
The
knock
fried-
these 2 out the way.
The Fried
Who dat
Piper. The Fried Piper. If we're talking nicknames, we got to talk the Fried Piper, right?
The fried.
Oh, yeah.
I call it out every time I bring them to the booth.
Oh yeah.
How many wins you have on the season in Trucks 82? I know you got Michigan, and then you got
No,
The Rock.
No, it's just one.
Just
Just
one.
one?
Buddy.
Okay.
Would have been 2 if I wouldn't have had somebody play some crazy strategy this past week. So
Yeah, that cheeky son of a bitch.
hey, if it's there for everybody, bro. You're
No,
just the one with
I
the bigger
told-
balls to Take a
I
chance.
told Eddie, I've been league racing for I think 4 or 5 years now. That's the first time I've won at Texas in anything, and I knew I wasn't beating you on speed, so I had to swing for the fences. If it's a playoff race or not locked in, that was the one race where it's like we can just say screw it and try something different. But
I tried that on Wednesday night and I got screwed by Billy freaking Tehoff.
Billy
Really?
freaking Kidhall.
I was gonna get you. I was 2 laps short on field, but I had already saved 2 laps under that last green flag run we were having there. And I was like, I am finally gonna beat these two. It might not be straight up, but I'm finally gonna beat them and get a top 5 and a win. And then that caution came out, and it all went to shit from there. So
I definitely didn't want to see those cautions after the one that saved our horrible strategy.
yeah.
And third place, we got the surprise of the season. Not surprise of the season. So the points are different in Sim Racer Hub. Fantastic.
Probably because
Why?
your bonus points are there. I took it off of what Salvain threw in there. So,
Anyways, Riley Gomes made it in third place. He's had a pretty consistent season all year. He's been showing speed at every track and just getting better and better as the season goes on. So good to see him in there.
and
Yeah,
then
I'd say he's one of the
Riley
most
is Trackhouse, I believe, in the trucks. He is not Scalded Dog in the truck. So,
Right.
Riley's just one of those guys where we're seeing a lot. Obviously 7 seasons deep. A lot of these guys have been here for a long time, and a lot of guys are still a couple seasons in. And I can attest to, both of them, just off the top of my head, those are 2 guys where you see the track time is only getting them more and more speed. So I think it's just a testament of Riley's season.
Yep. And fourth place we got Joe Wright. Again, another one of those extremely consistent drivers. So doesn't have
if he
any
didn't screw
wins
up-
on the season, but definitely one of the most consistent drivers this season.
Yeah, if he didn't screw up his green flag pit stop at Michigan in trucks, he definitely would have been contending up there with you and Eddie at the end of that Michigan race, and Zach as well. So I don't know what happened on the pit road at Michigan, but I'm sure Joe can tell you.
Is it me or does his mic sound?
That's his
Devin's
mic.
mic sounds like he's in a fan.
Yeah,
Or
it
he
does
sounds
it
like
every
he's
once in a while. I'm
better.
screaming?
He's like super loud on my end. I had to turn him down a little bit.
Oh, I can turn myself down. You would hope after like 4 months of doing this, the chat would be our audio specialists and let us know what's wrong. Anyways,
They
fifth-
did, bro. They let us know earlier.
That's
Yeah, they
I
let us
will
know.
I will say that. Yeah, they did. Fifth
Is that
place.
No.
Fifth place. This is the surprise. Sharn Hill, new driver to the series this season. With Van Hollen Racing, his teammate dropped out 5 weeks in, 4 weeks in. It was Indy that kind of sealed his deal there.
Who was that?
Tyler.
Who?
Tyler.
Yeah, never heard of her.
So good to see him. And Sharn is also one of those, as the season goes on, he's getting better and better. So he's definitely picking up a lot from everyone else around him. He mentions every week about what he's practicing and how he's improving and things like that. So great to see him in. He deserves it. Good to see these up there in the top 5 as well. Sixth place, we've got Ryan
The Cat
Gomes,
5-5.
the Cat 5-5, also with Trackside Motorsports. Again, another one of those consistent drivers. That's consistency is key. We've seen this field get smaller and smaller, but he's always up there in the top, 5, 10, 8 places, right up there where he needs to be. So again, good to see him up there as well. All these guys are very deserving of where they are. D Wright has some bad races and also has some really good races. So that's kind of the nature of the beast with Truck Series and some of the people that we have in the series. But he's coming up in 7th, so it's going to be a pretty good battle up there as the season closes out. 8th place, we've got myself. Really, I'm in 8th? All right, cool. We'll go with it.
5 out of 8.
Is that like a good surprise, or
According to
we
the
suck-
so
or we suck again.
no, so according to the points, I'm 12th, and that's including bonus points. But the points don't look right either. But the top 12 that I think we have on here is who's in, so I'm not really worried about it too much.
That's all that matters then.
Yeah.
So they might have also deleted them after he posted them.
I think he did because the reveal was tonight.
Yes.
David, another one of those drivers that's learning a lot and just sucks and can't finish a freaking race.
And if you want to see the skill of David Hartney, you watch the intro video we play
No.
before every stream,
No.
and David Hartney is the highlight.
Yeah, every
And
time
the
you get
reason-
sick watching the intro, that's me flipping through the air. Don't watch that. It's bad. Ninth place, we got Trey Spears. Trey is one of those guys that is extremely fast, and we will see how he does in the playoffs. We've got to work on the closing out the race, but he's doing good. And again, I think it's his first season, maybe second season, first season, right?
I think it's his first season.
First,
Yeah.
yep, he's in the rookies.
Yeah, so two guys in the rookie class in the playoffs. So I mean, they're doing good. So keep going. Number 10, Matt Allen. I got nothing nice to say about that guy. I'm just kidding.
Dive bomb. Dive bomb.
Damn.
Dude,
Damn.
Matt and I have gone back and
That's
forth
fantastic.
all freaking season. So good for Matt. I'm glad you're in, bud. Can't wait to race you for top 8.
Do I sound better, guys?
Yes,
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
I switched to the AirPods. I had to.
And the crowd goes wild.
11th
Number
place,
11.
Chucky
Balenciaga.
Balenciaga, as Tony Starch calls him. Coming in at 11th. What do you say about Chucky other than the improvement that we've seen the last half of the season? This is second season here.
It is.
Yeah, and he updated his equipment, and he's been turning those laps and really trying to clean it up, and it's shown.
Yeah, for sure. And 12th place finishing out, we got Ryan Likens, another rookie who is our youngest competitor in the field, and does race also in real life. So he's definitely got some on-track skill. Can't wait to see what he does in the playoffs.
And
Eddie?
those playoffs going to start Tuesday?
Tuesday.
Broadcasted on Intensity.
That is correct.
Baby in black, baby.
Eddie, take it away with the next gen, bud.
Boom!
man. Oh.
Oh, you see it?
Get out
Hold on, hold on, Dev. Hold on.
Get out of here.
Boom! Fly away, baby.
Ozone.
You garbage.
So I'll take the first two for you. Number 1 and
Oh.
number 2. We'll knock the first two out. You guys have continued to show why you are past champions and have gone back and forth the last couple seasons. And reverse roles between trucks and next gen. You guys continue to dominate out here. Sometimes I wonder if you're teammates, because come the end of those races, you guys kind of take the teammate hat off, been really racing each other and put in a lot of laps, and it's been fun to watch. But I won't have 1 and 2 where you guys got to talk about yourself, because we know how hard that is.
Just so
but
you
it's
know,
been fun to watch.
They also question whether they're teammates at the end of the race.
Well, and you know what?
Sometimes.
I've said it all season. Dev's been fast. Sometimes I call Dev the pit viper. He sits back. A ton of races you go back and watch, he sat back and strikes. Just as others burn their tires out, Dev's been slow and steady the whole time. And I can't
Yep.
really say slow, but he's steady. He doesn't change his pace, and he knows eventually those tires will wear and he'll catch up. Eddie was the dark cloud in the beginning. Completely couldn't find his way into the top, and I knew that cloud was going to clear, and it was a matter of time before Eddie turned it around and we got him in the booth, and now I feel like he's up there every week, so it always gives me the best interviews. So I definitely appreciate it. I did have to remind Dev, though, he had to thank his girlfriend, so take another opportunity to thank your Dev.
Anyway,
So-
moving forward.
Yep. Well, we didn't race tonight, hon. So, all right, Dev, you got number 3.
All right, absolutely. Yeah, Joe. He was going to make it regardless, but to walk in that win at Watkins Glen at a track where he's always been consistent, but to take that next step, I feel like, I'm sure you guys can all attest to this, I feel like winning at a road course is kind of a big deal no matter what you run in, because it is such a different discipline than a Texas or a New Hampshire. So
I wouldn't know.
Joe,
I've never won one.
but you're always faster. You know what I mean? Like it's not easy. It's tough
Yeah.
to get your head around
Yeah,
it.
it's tough.
And with Joe having you and Hartney breathing down his neck for the last 15 laps of that race, it was much deserved win. It was really cool for Joe to get locked in there. But
Especially at the
he's just
Glen, it's his home track and stuff, man.
exactly. It's God's road course, man. It's different when you win at the Glen.
All right, number 4.
This
Junior.
Yeah, Brian Junior Merle. Nice slideshow guy. Just
Hey, well, you know what? It comes out of
just-
iRacing. What do you want me to do?
I'm just kidding. Yeah, he got the proverbial monkey off his back at Michigan. A win, like you said, when it happened, a win's a win. He still had speed to be up front at the end of that race. The winner of that race did have a post-race penalty, but we're all over the age of 6 years old, so we should be able to read a rule book. And Junior knew what he was doing to put himself right place, right time, be able to execute other misfortunes. But if he was a 10th place car in that race, he wouldn't have been able to capitalize on that. So he's still up front at the end when he needed to. And him and his brother, which we'll be getting to, have just put together really consistent seasons. You're seeing guys really come to fruition. I feel like as a whole, things are really starting to click in the next gen because we're only in our 3rd season of the next gen. So he's just one of those guys that it's coming to him. And a lot of guys on this list where they may not be racking up a ton of stage points, but they're always in that top 10, fighting for top 10s at the end of these races. And Junior's one of them, and he's got a couple playoff points to go his way going forward.
The Daytona winner.
By
Yeah,
default.
Harney, you want to talk about yourself?
Not really.
I mean,
I won
think I've reminded,
I won under caution.
I've reminded it.
If that went
doesn't
into
matter.
went into turn 4, Devin would have pushed my ass out the way.
Anyone would.
Hey, a win's a win. A win's a
Wins
win.
win, no matter how you get it.
But we had to survive to get up there. We got very
That's true.
fortunate to get the outside on that last restart, and the run out of turn 2 was just, I think it was insurmountable, even if we went green the last lap there, because we were glued. And it's just another thing, right place, right time. It doesn't matter how many of them you lead. You just got to be there at the end, and just teamwork came to fruition at the end. We were able to get it done. I absolutely would have hung you out to dry to try and win it out of 4, but we didn't get to that. So congrats again on the Daytona win.
Yeah, I'm actually thankful for that caution because that would have been my only chance because I know you would have pushed me out of the way.
I was
I
right
wouldn't
out of
push
that
it.
by then. That was one of the first 5 races.
The best
Yeah.
thing about the Daytona too is we actually had the driver cam with Hartney up, and when he realized he had won the race, the excitement and just like sheer shock. So that's on the Daytona broadcast. If you go back and watch it, it's pretty incredible to watch. We actually captured his winning moment, so it was pretty good.
I saw him crying. He popped a bottle of champagne and everything.
I mean, it was
Man,
crazy.
I had it sitting next to
that
me for the
cork
last
about his
5
camera?
seasons.
And then,
Yeah, we had
then we heard about it in the Discord for 3 weeks. So
we had the wife and the kids come running behind him and hug him.
It was great. It was a monumental time.
Yeah.
He said, "We're going to Disneyland on Google Earth."
Exactly, on Google Earth.
oh man, number 6,
Yeah,
Sharn Hill.
Yeah, kind of what we were speaking. He's just earlier about the trucks. Sharn's definitely one of those guys. You can see the raw speed there. He's kind of the reverse of Junior, where he's, qualifying up front, running up front in the stages, contending for stages, stealing stages from Eddie at Rockingham. But it's different. You get back in traffic. It's a hornet's nest with the competition we have, how tight it is, how air dependent these cars are. So Sharn's, he's competing for wins, but he's a couple bad breaks from locking in those wins, if that makes sense. But the speed's there. I think he's leading both Rookie of the Years, or maybe not. I could be wrong if I'm speaking incorrectly on that. But just another piece we're really happy to have with the SCSRA. Never has anything bad to say. It just always seems eager to keep learning with this group. And yeah, we're curious to see how much noise he'll make in the playoffs because the speed's been there. It's definitely been there. And he's one of those guys, if he comes out and wins 4 races next season or even before the end of this season, like no one would be surprised. It's because it's there, but to put these whole races together, they're long races, man. I mean, mile and a half, 150 laps. That's almost half of a cup race. So it's tough to put together, but he's knocking right on the door of it, and I think he's a serious Final Four threat.
I know that Sylvain's in the chat. I just saw him a second ago. So we're gonna have him maybe redo the truck Rookie of the Year, because Sharn is not in that list.
Okay. Yeah, 100%.
However, for next gen, Sharn is not leading rookie of the year.
No, we're getting
Oh,
there.
is it?
No,
Okay. I thought so.
we're,
Okay.
we're getting there. He's coming. So
7.
number 7, the 11.
Brett
Brett
Merle.
If we had an award ceremony still, which got shut down after one of them, I think the most improved would have to go to Brett or his teammate that I think is coming up next. Brett is just he ran with Neon for a while, and I feel like we fed off each other a lot. Great at short tracks. He got his win in the trucks at Rockingham, but he's just raking up top fives and consistent finishes, clean races. Just another guy that's having a career year. Really exciting to see what he can do in the playoffs here. He's got Bristol there. Bristol, I think it's round. I mean, that would be your ticket punch to the Final Four, correct? It's in the round of 8.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's very
Yeah. So he's nothing to sleep on with Brett. Just really, there's so many guys on this list that are having career years, and I think it's really cool to say that. So he's going to be one to watch for sure. He's been there at the end, man. There's nothing you can say about it. He's had speed, and if he did end up in the Final Four at Vegas, no one would be surprised.
The Cat 5-5, Ryan Gomes.
Yep, like we said in trucks, both of the Gomes, man. They've been with us. I want to say this is their 3rd season now with us, and those two guys are just like they're sponges, man. They're eager to practice. They've shown up to practices. They genuinely want to get better, and they take feedback. They take any tips. I know they were talking with Hartney before Indy, and they were definitely using what Hartney told them to do in Indy at the end of that race. So they're just you can't ask for much more than guys that are respectful, clean, eager to learn. They don't take criticism. They want the feedback. They would never look at it as criticism. They're just trying to get better every week. And Ryan's one of those guys that's shown speed at all different kinds of tracks. So it's gonna be a really tight playoffs in next gen. If you haven't picked up on that yet, it's gonna be very interesting.
And this goes back to, I know we're going to the 9th person. This goes back to what Texas was. It's anybody's game. There's so many good people in the playoffs.
I think this guy here that just popped up would be a pretty
Mr.
good candidate
Consistent,
for,
man.
Yeah. I mean,
too.
I think that's what I was saying. Him and Brett. That's the two. Is it M&M Racing or Merle Racing? I don't know what they settled on, but
Merle
I think
or Eminem or whatever.
I think Proby's 2nd for top 10s on the season. I think he's been top 10 in all but 2 races, maybe 3. I think he had a bad break at the Rock and then the engine deal at Texas. But you take out those 2 fluke deals. I mean, he is just another guy that's there at the end. He's getting stage points. You just look and he's just always there at the end of these races, and it's gone a long way. Consistency, keeping your car clean. Yeah, he's another one that's kind of growing his brand. Being top 10 guy and then consistently top 5 guy, and that next step is guys like Brett, Provy consistently fighting to be in victory lane. So another guy having a career year. It's going to be really exciting to see him do the playoffs here.
And
yeah, I think if Brett and the Gomes boys hadn't improved as much as they have, we would have to hand Provy the most improved title.
Yeah, there's 3 or 4 guys you could legitimately give that title to this year, which is awesome to see. It's like a proud parent moment as a league owner.
And just so everyone, so audience knows, Provolt, Ryan Gomes, and Devin are tied for the most top 10s this season so far at 7. So extremely consistent drivers coming out of everybody. It's been great to watch this season.
And it goes a long way, absolutely, because those guys, I know those guys, maybe they didn't find victory lane, but they were, I think 2 of them were mathematically locked in, and then the other was, I think, also mathematically locked in based on the car count we got with only 23 or 24. And to be that consistent to where you're going into week 10 not having to stress anything, it's got to be a good feeling for those guys.
You want to talk about stress? These next 3 drivers they've definitely been through the ringer of the stress, especially last night at Texas. Number 10 is your rookie of the year leader right now, Duve.
Yep.
Yeah, Duve. I've had a blast racing with you. I feel like a couple of guys. You had a pretty tough 3-week stretch with that road course in there when we were talking about the bubble a couple weeks ago. But it was kind of like Pro V where you take out those 2 fluke races or tough breaks. You're another one that's up front. It seems like you're always on the same strategy me and Eddie are on, except for Texas. But you're just one of those guys that's always been there, and it doesn't matter what track. I know Michigan, you were fast over, you had speed. I think you just caught a couple bad breaks in traffic this season. Correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like you got caught up in a couple things not of your own doing. But I think we can all agree if we didn't get that caution with 20 to go last night, me, you, and Eddie were going to put on a hell of a show. So I'm disappointed that didn't happen. But how do you feel about your chances going in the playoffs with the schedule coming up? We got Darlington, Dega, Bristol, Kansas, and then in Vegas.
Well, I mean, I love the tracks. I've never really been too much of a fan of the next gen car. I've always kind of struggled with it. But coming over here, running with you guys, I've learned a lot watching you and Eddie in practice, and when I get behind the end track, kind of study how you guys enter turns and stuff like that. I've learned a lot just watching how you guys drive. So I've caught on a lot more with this next gen car running over here in SCSRA. Tracks. I mean, Darlington, I'm a guy who loves to ride the line, the high line up by that wall on tracks. So that's definitely going to be a strength of mine. Dega, obviously, I love super speed racing. So I think if I can make it out of that first round, with those 2 tracks being pretty tough tracks, I think I might have a good chance at, racing up there with you guys on a regular basis and hopefully making it to that Final Four. What's round 2 is what? Bristol, and what's the other track?
Bristol,
Dega.
Kansas.
Oh, Kansas, that's right.
Kansas.
Yeah, another track I absolutely love. I've been running it all week on the officials and almost beat Caden Honeycutt, who drives in the truck series in real life.
It's a very good track for next gen. It's crazy how it correlates to last year. Everyone was raving how Kansas was the best mile and a half. Maybe Charlotte with the 600.
All right, well, good. I like to hear that then, because I haven't driven the next gen there yet, but definitely love that track. So
yeah, it should be a good one, man.
Man, and let me tell you, it's a little bit different that I get to watch Duve because obviously he broadcasts with us on Wednesday night. And man, there was a stretch in there, like New Hampshire. He's like, I hate this place. It's the last track I ever bought. And him and Chucky both coming out and just staying safe. So it's been I've been impressed the fact that he's able to talk about what he's seeing and still broadcast with me and not kill anyone. Because if it was me, I'd be hitting everybody.
You can ask Eddie and Hartney. I've said that word for word. I don't know how he races with you talking in his ear the entire time. Not because it's Guy, but because there's times at the end of these races where I'm like, oh, you got to remember to blink or you got to remember to breathe. And I'm like, I don't know how he does it. Yeah, I don't know how he does it with Guy talking. I would lose my mind. Not because it's Guy, but it's just like, shut up. I can't even,
he's got a spotter. Right, he's got himself a spotter. The problem is I'm not watching him. Mm-hmm. So he's hearing these call outs with the car to the inside, and he's got to double check it because if I'm on you, he's hearing car to the inside. There's nobody there.
I'm going to SCSRA broadcasting team next season, so I can get that call out myself. Dev spin. Oh, fuck.
Well, and you know what? He has that disadvantage too because we oftentimes talk about his strategy when he's going to stay out and save gas or do this, and then we remember he's on broadcast, so he's telling all the other drivers who are listening to the broadcast exactly what he's going to do, and it kind of takes away that surprise. Sometimes he won't tell me, and once the surprise has happened, he'll be like, well, look who's in the lead, or look who just pit. And I'm like, oh, here we go. So it's been a challenge, man. But Duve really he didn't want to really get into broadcasting by himself. Said, hey, I'll come help you. And I think he's been having a blast up there, man. So I love having him in the booth. I love having Hartney on Sunday. I love having any of y'all in the booth with me. It's just fun.
It's also pretty cool from, going back and watching it to, people watching the broadcast and knowing real time what the drivers are feeling and seeing and stuff out there is pretty cool too. So
it's very unique.
Yeah, and that's kind of what we wanted to go for is get something different because you'll have all kinds of different broadcasting teams out there. We got both guys who are just up in the booth, and finding different things to be unique is what makes your league and channel stand out. So I actually mentioned it last season when I was watching you guys. I asked Guy, I was like, hey, ask him if I can join you in the booth, but also be out there just driving with them. But I think it was too late in the season. You guys didn't want anyone in the playoffs or something like that, but it's totally understandable. So this season, the plan was just to show up and just, obviously just kind of ride, not be a hindrance to anyone, not be in the way. and cause
so I
any
made the playoffs.
Yeah, well, yeah. I didn't want to be in the way or cause any issues, especially because I didn't want guys to be like, oh, well, he only wrecked me because he's up there trying to broadcast too, and I didn't want that to be, something to be used as an excuse or something that caused me to get the kind of the boot with the driving while doing the broadcasting. So it's definitely it's been fun. Like I said, I just kind of did it just to kind of give a different perspective because obviously when you're up there broadcasting, you're not hearing and seeing everything else that's really going on the track. So it gives the viewers a different perspective. I'm able to kind of fill them in on what's happening and kind of give some information on how the strategies are working and how the tires are wearing and stuff like that. Whereas if we were both up in the booth, we would have no idea how the cars are driving and everything. So
And he's calling out things, man, that I just can't see. And I don't feel the emotion of the drivers coming over the radio. And that's one of the disadvantages. If we put the drivers over the radio, we know it would not be a great broadcast some nights. Sometimes tempers flare. He's able to relay that to the viewers, like, "Hey, man, it's getting hot down here. Hey, just an overall good experience." But these next two drivers, man, oh man, how about this thing came down? What was it? 4 points separating 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, it was tight.
Trey
It was,
Spears almost threw the biggest wrench in all of it. Duve last night called it. He needed all the cautions, and if he was Trey, that's what Trey wanted, was caution after caution to try to survive it and hold you guys back. And pretty fantastic ending at Texas, where I think we realized Texas was the best race of the season. But 11 and 12.
no, I gotta go to bed.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, someone told me
Just
I gotta
told
go to
me
bed
lights
too.
off.
I don't know who that was.
I don't know, but I've heard that through
Just
the
jail?
That's when
Tell
the
me
military
lights
says
off.
that, man. It's lights out. It's time to go. We remember
Lights
those
out.
basic days.
Well, I
Those
can
lights
promise
would
you the
just flick
audience
out.
didn't hear that.
Oh well, you heard it, so I already turned my lights off. I didn't want to get yelled at. But number 11, Josh
it's
Hall.
very. I know he's in the chat, and it's very fitting that he is in 11th because another guy, career season, and looking at his previous seasons, because we're like, he only races Wednesday, so we checked. I think we were 6 weeks in. We're like, I think this is my best start to the season. So we went. That dude is always between like 8th or like 9th to 14th in points. It never fails. Like every week, it seems like, oh, he's in 11th and 11th and 11th. And you can ask Josh too. He's maybe not getting the playoff point or the stage points, but I just feel like he's always in 11th. And it's just consistency, especially the last two weeks. I mean, he pulled out a P3 and a P6 last 2 weeks to just absolutely lock in that playoff spot. I know how much he's excited for Darlington, but it's just consistency, man. With a field size as big as we have, there's guys that are proving, hey, if I'm struggling early and not getting the stage points, just try to be that sponge and try and learn as the race goes on. And those top 5s or top 10s, they're going to go a long way. And Josh is just a testament to that. He kind of shows up out of nowhere. He's the Mr. Where did he come from? He's like our Harvick right now. And it may be enough to get him, make a deep playoff run. It's Talladega. He's been running Talladega on iRacing for, I think it's 4 decades now. So Talladega is a good shot for him to win his way in. But no, it's cool. He seems like he's learned a lot this season, had a lot of fun this season. I'm really excited to watch him battle through the playoffs, see how far he can go, because he's another guy that's statistically having a career year on Wednesdays.
Well, the final driver, man, who did everything right last night, and even when he faced adversity, he bounced back and still finished where he needed to. He's been one of my favorite drivers to watch all season. I mention him constantly on the broadcast, but the Nickelodeon Riley Gomes takes that 12th spot.
I do have a confession. He tried to kiss me on the mouth in victory lane after the race.
Man, well, let me tell you, Riley started pretty close to the back last night and drove his way all the way up in stage time to
I think he was top 5, wasn't he?
He finished in 5th, and he was competing against Mr. Graham in the motion rig, and he beat him in the stage and then beat him by 1 place for the final. He got turned in that race, and I was like, oh, this is not good for Riley. He came right back at it, and still did exactly what he needed to do, man, and just completely earned that spot, man. So it was fun to watch. And his teammate almost kicked him out last night. It was going to come down between Riley, Trey, and Graham. So it was a great show. It was intense.
Yeah.
If you go watch the broadcast, it was fun.
Yeah, I know Riley's shown consistent speed all season. Him and Ryan are two of the guys that are not afraid to throw a wrench in the pit strategy in the first stage, and it's paid off for them a couple times. But he's just a part of our long list of guys who could win next week, and no one would be surprised. They're right there. They're knocking on the door. Someone just has to open it. If those cautions didn't fall at Indy, I would not have been able to hold them off. I told him that. So it's just there's a lot of talent in the playoffs this season, and I'm very excited for next week. I would go racing at Darlington right now if we put the session up, because it's going to be a hell of a playoffs, man. I can't wait.
Riley also said, if his teammate did win, he was already at terms with that. So
Riley, yeah, there's been some private conversations with Riley that I've had with him. However noble they are, Riley, we're not going to do that, bud. Real quick, Eddie, guess who's in the Facebook chat?
Adam. Is Adam in there?
I have not seen Adam yet today, unfortunately.
Oh no.
Rosenberger.
What?
Yeah, bud.
Oh man.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
Oh, turd burger.
Was that season 2?
That was
Or
season 2.
1?
That was the same season that I came with Quota Panel.
Yep.
And
Hey, Rosenberger, if you're still here, you should have took Hartney with you when you left. Okay.
whoa.
Dang.
Damn.
I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. That's there's been what? If you look on Sim Racer Hub, I think we've had 103 different people race in the SCSRA. Pretty crazy.
Yeah. Hey, so do you guys want to take a look at season 8 schedule on Devin's PowerPoint that he made?
Oh,
Yeah.
please have dirt. Please have dirt. Please have dirt. Please have dirt.
So
No, it's
Rosenberger heard something about Martinsville. That's why he's in here tonight. Yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't know. He said he was in the chat and then he left, and hopefully he comes back.
Oh man.
All right, gentlemen, I'm gonna take off. I'm gonna go lay down, try to rest this voice.
Will do,
Hey, brother.
dude. Like, thanks for joining us, bud. It was always good to have you on. If you ever want to come back, just show up, bud.
All right, sounds good. Appreciate it. You guys have a great night.
See you, buddy. Get to
You
feeling better.
Thanks, appreciate it.
All right. So now I'm gonna have to fix all this. It's fine. It's fine. I can do it.
Nah, what camera is he for?
Yeah.
Just go to 3. Go to 3 broadcasters and knock them off.
Yahtzee.
Hey, man, that was
Tony,
easy.
baby.
That
Tony,
was
baby.
easy. All right.
I made it easy just for you.
Okay, so first off, Cheesy Beat, no, Rainbow Road is not on the next
man.
schedule. And Josh Circuit du America is not on the schedule either. I've gave up that argument. We'll just move
Have you,
past
though?
it.
Have you though?
Can we add Pensacola? I want to go to Five Flags, baby.
Possibly.
We'll go there in trucks.
All right, let's take a look at season 8 schedule here. First off, Speed Week's going to be starting on July 2nd and July 3rd. Is that really smart to do that the day before July 4th?
Yeah,
Yes.
baby.
We're doing it.
We're going old school Daytona, man.
I'm showing up drunk,
4th of
baby.
July
I mean,
weekend.
when
Oh,
you
we're going to
it is
Bumpy
a-
Daytona?
It is a 2-week break, but another thing too, as we announce the schedule, is I don't know if you guys have picked up on it or not, but with the way the iRacing weather is now, it is like genuine, like true to the track location weather. So that's why, like,
And predicted by the time
Dover.
of year you're scheduling the race.
yeah, because like we were racing Dover in March, we were racing New Hampshire in April. I don't think we saw the sun at all for either of those races.
Nope.
So not only is it a new schedule, but it's going to be summer races. Tracks are going to be hotter. It is going to be completely different. I would hope to just see the sun again, because Northeast races in March and April
Bro,
have
the
been a little
fog.
miserable. It's how it
The
is. 6
fog,
months,
man.
6 months out of the year, man. So that's another thing to think about this schedule, is it is going to be it's going to be summer races. We're going to see those track temps 20, 30 degrees higher than we've been running, maybe. So it's going to be very exciting.
I think there was only
Or maybe not
maybe
track temps, but
one
like
or
air
two,
temps.
maybe one or two tracks where the air temp was above 72. The
Yeah,
track temp
no,
at a couple of them got up to like in the low hundreds, but we didn't have really hot temperatures. We
We had some
definitely will.
128s, 130s.
We definitely
Yeah.
will next season. A lot more of them. As we know, there's no cool animations other than just left and right.
It don't matter, baby. We're going to Devtona.
yeah,
Tony
man.
Starch needs to give Dev some.
Some
I
lessons.
did my best, guys. Give me a break. Give me a break, please.
You should have called
Um,
Tony. He knows the guy.
That's right.
But yeah, eighth season in a row. Just plain and simple here, Daytona, man. It's a really big race, and with the field sizes we're going to have, if you can punch your ticket to the playoffs, you can ask Harding if you punch that ticket week 1, and you're in for a very carefree rest of your season, not having to stress. So
It's been
yeah, man.
nice.
Yeah, I believe it.
You know what
Brake pedals
sucks
can just
is
stop
when-
working.
Yeah. You know what sucks though? Is like when the season restarts, it's like, oh, I don't have that security no more.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And then you
Playoffs
add all
start
the
and
new
you're like,
people in,
oh
and oh my
shit.
goodness.
Well, even now, season restarts now. There is no security. Now it's just a fight for the next 5 weeks.
Oh yeah.
It's gonna be rough. Week 2, going to Auto Club. This was probably one of our better races in the Next Gen series this season.
Yeah, I don't know if anyone would argue Auto Club either, because it's
No.
even being in the beginning of the season with the big car counts, we get a ton of green flag racing. 5 lanes to choose from. Out of all the tracks that we've done in the Next Gen, and now that we're going to them for a couple time, or the second time or third time, Auto Club's been a pretty damn good race, and the product it's put on, and it produces green flag racing. Like I said, I don't think anyone would object to Auto Club at this point.
Nope. Week 3, we are going to Nashville Super Speedway.
Play that guitar, baby. Yeah, if you look at this
Hey.
season schedule,
You got a party mouth.
if you look at this season schedule, there weren't many mile and a halves. It was a lot of non-cookie cutter tracks, your New Hampshire, your Dover. So we're kind of getting back to that. There aren't really many on the NASCAR schedule as it is. So we're eager. We actually had this in place before the Texas race. So we think that these mile and a halves will put on, continue to put on these products that we've seen from Texas. And I know Kansas last year was really good. So we're excited to get back to this mile and a half, see what we can do out there.
Josh Hall still hates that track.
Yep. Week
He
4.
loves
No, you're thinking of Kentucky, Josh.
Las
wants that.
Vegas Motor Speedway. Eddie, this is your domain, bud.
Oh, we're gonna gamble on it.
Yeah, coming off the
is-
regular season finale there. I mean, should still be relatively fresh. Learn what you learn in week 15 here and bring it to week 4 next season.
Viva Las Championship.
I was gonna say, is that sponsorship been announced yet?
Oh, yeah, it was
Graphic
out
has
already.
been made.
So,
It has.
so are you
Graphics
gonna?
made.
Is Tony Starch gonna sponsor Las Vegas next year?
You know, I don't know.
Viva
We're gonna have
Las
to
Bud.
see. We're gonna have to wait until we get to the end of this schedule here, because Tony Starch may have just found his little niche. We got a Devtona. Tony Starch is over there broadcasting championship races.
I think week 5 is going to be really enticing. This is the first time we've ever done this.
Speaking of
Alright.
week 5, Super Speedway in the regular season, folks. We
As
are
if the
running
playoff
Talladega
battle-
in the regular season.
As if
Dang,
the playoff
baby.
battle wasn't crazy enough. It's just going to be another wild card, smack dab middle of the regular season. We felt like it would be super interesting, man. Will we get a first time winner? Who will punch their ticket? Talladega middle of the regular season. It's going to be interesting. I'm excited.
I just hope I don't get lost on Talladega Boulevard.
Yeah.
Well, good thing you
Or
can't
do
drive
I,
off the
though?
track.
I just hope it's
Yeah,
not another night race.
we found your Puma racing shoes in the Boulevard left behind, right, Eddie?
Yeah, those were mine.
Week 6, Texas Motor Speedway. We had to do it again, folks. After last night, we
Oh
had to.
my god!
Jesus.
Yeah, that.
Wow.
I
Devin
guess
didn't
that-
like the
I had
pictures
to.
I chose, apparently.
Well, to be fair, Hartney put a picture of the COT cars for the truck, so I had to fix it anyway.
Come on now. Who
Um,
cares? Going to Texas.
But yeah, this is so far in the next gen that we've ran. Last night was probably the best race at a mile and a half, and we just felt like it deserved a spot on there. So, we put it back on, and we're hoping to have some more of the same racing. That picture of Eddie is just gold, man. It's gold. So,
Oh my,
if
I
anybody
did what
wants
I
that
could.
picture, you let us know.
that's good.
Go into
That's
Discord
good.
now.
That's good shit.
Oh man.
I like it. It's a 10.
Week 7, going to Charlotte Motor Speedway.
Ooh, that's gonna compete, I think, with Texas.
Oh,
It's
just wait.
Charlotte. It's not just regular Charlotte.
We're gonna Billy Mays it here, right for a minute.
Yeah, we've been thinking of how we can just take it to that next level. So the truck race is going to be normal, and if anyone's familiar with what we used to do, we used to do double points races where the races were a little bit longer and there's an extra stage. We're going to do that again. So the Charlotte race,
Bringing it back, baby.
Our mile and a half races are normally 150 laps. Charlotte is actually going to be 200 lap race, with the stages coming out on lap 50 and lap 100. There isn't double points. We just added the extra stage. And the big factor from that as well is we have to test it to make sure it works fine. It doesn't go from good to drastically bad or drastically bad to good. But we are going to start the practice session at noon with a 4x speed. So we are going to be racing from sunlight into daylight, just like they do in real life. So
what he means is daylight into darkness.
I was like, man, the sun's gonna come up and blind us.
No, sorry. Well,
Counting on a lot of cautions.
Yeah, but no, we're gonna start the race at noon on a 4x. We'll green flag around 4 p.m. sim time, and then we're just gonna race into the night, man. You're gonna have to. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna give Charlotte that crown jewel feel again for this league, because it was a crown jewel for so many seasons. This and Indy. And I thought it would be super unique, man. I don't know if anyone else has done that. The set will work. You're just gonna have to drive the car different, in the sunlight, and then the track cooling down. It's gonna get some speed. It's gonna get some grip for the end of the race. So there's no double points. There is an extra stage in there. There will be obviously extra sets of tires, but I think we all collectively agreed it would be pretty badass to pull a Coke 600 and start in the daytime and finish it at night. So.
Yeah, we also didn't want to bring the double points back, just in case, this was one of the races that you missed. It really sucks missing a double points race.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why the only extra points that come from is just the 10 playout or the 10 stage points.
Yep. So how much more crazy can we get, man? We've got this.
We're getting there real
super
quick.
speedways in the regular season, as if the playoffs weren't going to get crazy enough. Now we're going to do like 2 opportunities to get stage points. What's next?
We will get to that, but Devin, please make a note. Cheesy B says that his computer hated the speed up time. So that might be something we'll have to look at it as well.
It'll all be ironed out. Like I said, it will be tested before.
Absolutely.
Well, Cheese has got to show up first, so it doesn't.
Well, yeah. But...
Yeah. We just thought it'd be really interesting to do that. I've never done that before, to race and, go to full night. But speaking of Cheese, we can come camp with them week 8, because we're going to go to Sonoma again. It's just with the next gens and the trucks, between that and Watkins Glen, they continue to produce the best racing out there. And last time we were at Sonoma, there was a lot of different guys up front that really had the place figured out. We get the East Coast guys getting their Glen. We got to give the West Coast guys their Sonoma.
So when do we talk about the Central guys?
They get week 9. They get week
1st of November, bro.
They get the next week, actually, for those Central guys.
After February.
Those Central guys get the next race. Don't worry.
Oh,
week 9 going to.
Here's your Central.
Iowa Speedway.
Ooh.
Yeah, so we know how undrivable the setup was in week 5. And Ryan Gomes said that he ran a league that had a setup that they bought. I forgot the name of the place. So we're going to experiment with that. The setup Ryan had mentioned to us. If we do go with that, it will be in the Discord by week 1. So it's not just getting thrown on you late. But we're also curious to see NASCAR races there in real life. So if they are going to update that setup, we just have to confirm that. If we do go with a custom fixed setup, we'll give drivers ample time to have that and test that. But he said it was as close to dirt racing that asphalt could ever give you, or concrete, whatever Iowa is. He said it was multi-groove, guys, slide jobbing. It's a good track. The setup was just really tough season 5, so it's a track we didn't want to avoid. We know it can put on a good race, so we're excited to go out there.
Week 10, Brayers are coming in for a cleaner race at Michigan International Speedway.
No, if Duve was here, I think he would attest to how good the racing is at Michigan, being a cutoff race. It's super racy, it's a loose setup in the trucks. You're not plowing. You can actually drive the truck off the right rear. Next gen, it is up there with Auto Club. The cautions are quite an anomaly for this place. I know we went green there a ton in season 5. But a cutoff race, Michigan, 5 lanes, guys trying to get their playoff spots. It should be a good one.
Real quick in chat, we have Zach asking for heats and dirt to come back.
Rejected.
And that's
Next.
that.
Where's New Hampshire? It's in the dumpster right now.
Hey, let's bring back the cocks that came back instead of the cocks that we've had the past few weeks. Then we'll talk.
And week 11, we've got Kansas Motor Speedway.
Yeah, it's just
Oh.
a mile and a half, playoff mile and a half. I feel like it's continuously provided one of the better products for the next gens, like me and Duve were talking about. We wanted to keep that mile and a half in the playoffs, and it's kind of the best of both worlds because you have a mile and a half like Charlotte that can be very tight and tricky to drive. Texas is tricky to drive. Kansas is multi-groove racing. I mean, you can run the top, bottom, or middle. The on-track product, I think it just screams playoff racing. From if you watch last season's race and the race before, week 1, it's shouldn't be follow the leader. If you wall, you can. If you want to rip the bottom, you can. If you want to split it up and do one on each end, you can. So we just wanted to make sure that there are options for come playoff time, and we think it'd be a good way to open up the playoffs.
Week 12.
We're
Suckers.
going back.
We're going back to
going back.
Talladega. 3 super
what?
speedway races in the season.
Yeah, double Talladega. I don't think anyone will ever complain about that. And we rotated it from the first race of a round to a cutoff race of the round. So, if we would see a Hail Mary guy from 12th win his way into the round of 8, we mulled over some ideas for what we wanted to do, but 2 Talladegas, it's going to be very interesting. The regular season one completely is terrifying because I hate super speedway racing because I can ask Eddie, I can't stop looking in my mirror when I'm getting pushed, but
That's right.
yeah, regardless.
Regardless.
Talladega should be a lot of fun. Regardless. Thanks.
Also, since it's a cutoff race, maybe we should go to 6 green white checkers.
Oh no, please don't.
Unlimited.
All right, move the slideshow. Move the slideshow.
Yeah, next slide. I'm clicking.
Cheese says, I say we need to run Monza combined. We get oval and road at the same time. Bro, I'm not driving next gens on that oval. You're out of your freaking mind.
Oh my god.
That'd
Josh
be
wants to know
awful.
where iRacing Super Speedway is. And
In
my
the
answer
trash
to
can
that
with Atlanta
is
Super
in the
Speedways.
garbage can.
You can find that on Monday nights. They broadcast there.
There you go. If you want to do that, go join ASR on Monday nights.
Ain't that where Hartney went
it's-
flat?
Yep.
Yup.
It's where he died.
Unlimited green white checkered and unlimited fast repairs. Next,
Yeah,
week
We'll just turn
13,
cautions and damage off. Why not?
Bristol Motor Speedway.
Bristol,
Yeah.
baby.
It's not Talladega. I don't know why those
I
are not
was
the
gonna
banks we're running.
say The
Um,
trucks. I've never
but-
seen Bristol look like that.
Yeah, but no, we're gonna do Bristol as a cutoff race. The start of the round of 8. We're trying to mix everything into the playoffs here with short track, mile and a half, Talladega. Bristol hasn't really proved us otherwise. Any reason we should take it off the schedule? It's funny because like they are short tracks, but it's never come close to Martinsville. I mean, I know we've opened up with green flag full first stage there, so it's intense, man. You go 25 laps without even realizing that you need to blink. So I know Eddie has nothing bad to say about Bristol, but it's going to be a
Unless you can only go 25 laps on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, we're bringing the
25 miles on a set of tires.
We're bringing the last set that who's it? I don't even know who the tire is. We're bringing them to Bristol.
We just get scuffs. You're welcome, Eddie.
Dude, I want some scuffs.
Oh, that's right. We had to mention scuffs today. Thank you, Guy.
We need scuffs. We just need scuffs.
Hey, did you mention
Somebody
scuffs
just
last
jumped
night?
up and said bingo.
Oh, he gets scuffs all the time.
All right. We're gonna start calling him Eddie Scuff Morris.
No, bro. The fried piper. Get out of here.
Week 14, Homestead Miami Speedway.
Yeah, thank
Always
you,
a good
iRacing.
track for fixing the
Thank you,
freaking setup.
iRacing, for causing us to
Oh.
miss it this season. They fixed
man.
it the Thursday after our race.
Yep.
But just again, man, it's playoffs. We don't want to have those one lane tracks. We want to, if you want to rip the wall, rip the wall. If you want to rip the middle, rip the middle. If you want to just snort up that white line on the bottom, you can do that. And we didn't get it this season, and it's continuously, like Auto Club, been one of the best green flag producing tracks we've gone to. So I felt like it was a very fitting track. We felt like it was very fitting to move it into the playoffs. Tires, they come and go there, opens it up for different strategies. It's the cutoff race. So, it's been a good track for us. So.
Week 15, closing out the season strong at Phoenix Raceway.
Yep, keeping it on the West Coast. We had some good racing there last season. We haven't really deviated. We're kind of in a little rotation of Phoenix and Vegas. It's been a good track for us in the past. Not for Cheeseburger if it was the week 2, season 5, but we haven't really found a track that we think should knock Phoenix or Vegas off of that championship race. There's definitely a couple that could come into play. But right now we're just going to keep it. Okay. But yeah, it's been a good playoff track for us, and we couldn't fit it on the schedule this season, but the racing it produced, I think we needed to find a spot for it. So maybe in season 9 we could, we will have plenty of races at each track under our belt to think if there's another track that we would want to go to for the championship finale. But this has been good to us. Vegas has been good to us. So we'll probably do 2 at each, and then look at maybe swapping it for season 9. But NASCAR finishes here in real life. We think it'd be really cool for at least one more season to wrap up our season there as well. So.
And then for the All-Star race, we are... Where are we going for the All-Star race?
Talladega.
4 Talladegas in a season. Let's do it.
Three.
Dale Yale.
3, sorry,
yeah,
Daytona.
Same deal. Pole winners, race winners from both series, and past champions from both series will be locked in. The Open, but 2 opening stages, 15 laps, winner advances, another 15 laps, winner advances. And if it works, we will do, I think we're going to change the laps a little bit because that's quite a bit. But it'll probably do, the 20 laps, but stage 3, it will start with the best finishing order from the first 2 stages, and it will not be 40 laps. We did not do 40 laps last season. It'll probably be 10 or 15, just because you want to reward the guys that had the best average finishes in the first 2 stages, have them be able to start up front. And if it's 40 laps long, it kind of takes away from that. So it'll probably be shorter, 15 or even 10, to try and reward the guys that, had the strong finishes in stage 1, and then after the invert, stage 2, and whoever can get it done, they'll bring home $100. We have our last season All-Star winner in the chat right now, Josh Hall. Maybe that's what sparked his season this season.
Could have been.
He got his SCSRA monkey off his back at the All-Star race.
On the bottom there, last All-Star race, did we not have a fast repair?
I don't know.
I think we did have one.
And
Yeah,
last All-Star we did, and that now says
You're taking out the fast repair?
No. That's just take the slideshow off. It's cooked. It's cooked.
I was like, well.
I was also going to say, are we going to do something about, like, you must race in the season to be eligible for this?
Yeah. It's just like the playoffs. You can't have more than 2 missed races. We want to reward guys the chance at the $100, the guys that have been showing up, and it'll be just like the playoffs. So if you're out of the playoffs and you can't race in the All-Star race, so just keep showing up. We want to reward people that, want to be there and want to help the show keep going. So, yeah, $100, $100. Yeah.
So
we're getting back to a little bit. I think the mile and a half package product track racing is what we could use right now. It's funny because we thought season what? We thought that was an experimental schedule, and then we kind of tried to go with that flow again. We did away from it a little bit, but having there's been a couple tracks that just didn't produce a good product, and until we can get that fixed, we're not going to go back there again. This next season, they're not like Martinsville, but we want to continue to put on the best product, and until those tracks like Homestead or Auto Club or the mile and a half prove us wrong, then we're going to keep going forward with that.
all right. And Eddie, I'm really sorry. I just tried to load iRacing and it is completely screwing up my computer. Something is wrong with it. I do not know. However, I'm sure Guy was focused on you last night, or the top 3 in that race. So I could just pull up the video on YouTube.
I did watch the end of it. It was intense. We stayed up there.
So we could just watch the last 15 minutes, 20 minutes of the stream. Well, maybe not all that to the interviews, but watch the last lap. Because Eddie, we want to talk about this.
Yeah, me and Eddie have combined, 2 car lengths between our finishes the last 2 weeks?
Something like that, yeah.
That's so crazy, man.
Let's see here. There's our commercial. We're going to bring this over here. Where you go?
Bum, bum, bum.
There we go. So this is the final restart, or the second to last restart, where Kevin Graham just like completely, I guess his monitor's blacked out. I don't know what happened. But this is not the restart we care about.
But yeah, Kevin was the P1 car, man, with the control there, so it was kind of confusing. So.
Yeah.
Well, and look, because he flashes out, it opens up the door for Trey to get a huge run on that bottom line. He's got no traffic in front of him and almost makes him as if he's the leader. Because you could see the checkup on that outside line. There's no leader up there, so it kind of threw a little wrench into it and opened up the door.
It
Huge
did.
for the 3. And Hartney, you followed right along with it. So we were worried about that bottom line becoming checked up, especially with Trey on that long run. And because of Kevin Graham, it kind of opened it up for him.
If I could have gotten to the button faster, we would have added a lap. But pace car was already out, or was already going down to pit road. But if I could have gotten to it quick enough, we may have been able to add a lap to that so that it wouldn't have caused the problems that it did. But
I mean, it could have been worse.
Yeah, it could have been worse.
We just talk about how beautiful that 68 was last night.
Call me Ricky
Bro,
Spud,
I had
baby.
a run right there, and then the caution come out.
Devin almost took me out.
I did.
That was
I
real
just did that
close.
a couple laps later anyway.
Oh, no, I spun myself. And
Yeah.
I kept it floored because I know that if you try to correct the next gens, you snap back the other way. So if I snap back, I go into the rest of the field. If I keep it hammered down, then I'm going to spin to the inside, and you're my only person down there. So I'm fine with the way it worked out because it didn't wreck anybody else in it. So I'm completely fine with that. You tap my bumper, just help me go around the rest of the way.
And we talk about the heartbreak I thought was going through Riley Gomes right there, knowing he needed to have a good finish. And there he is getting turned.
Yep.
I think most drivers, you get put in that situation, you think, man, that's it for the night.
For sure.
Yeah, how he did this, what, 18th back to 5th?
Oof. He was fast all night. He was definitely fast. And given a little bit of time, he did it to get up in the stage. He just worked his way, picked one driver off at a time, worked his way all the way up in the 5th for the stage. So it was fun watching the 9 last night, try to maneuver this track.
And you got to be careful when you're going into 1 and 2 like that. If you go in too hot, you're sliding up that track. The guy above you may have calculated that correctly and isn't going to go up the track. So, like, that's something you've got to be aware with Texas. This goes back to situational awareness. Definitely could have had some more eyes open on that. Because, I mean, like we've said a few times, he needed that. Ooh, Adam St. John in the chat. It's about time, bud.
Oh,
The man, the myth, the legend, the man from
That's
down
right.
under.
Crazy. So now,
And when you see the points, you see 4 points just separating Jake McCarty, Gomes, and Kevin Graham. Jake, unfortunately, we knew was going to be out. Had some issues, and he was out.
so interesting little tidbit here. When you are streaming something now, it gets grayed out on your screen.
Yes, it does. Yep.
Wonderful. Thanks, YouTube. Gonna have to figure that out. Find a different browser that doesn't do that. Anyways. Here's the next restart coming up. I'm on the outside of Trey. Devin and Eddie are breathing down our necks.
we're coming, baby.
Yep.
You're darn right we are.
and I think Trey knew he was a sitting duck here.
Well, there's
You guys-
5 neon drivers right behind him.
It was not good. He was surrounded. And we've seen it multiple times where sometimes that leader, that car in second, is just surrounded by neon, and it's got to be an uncomfortable feeling knowing that, man, they're gonna blow past me.
Kinda reminds me
Surprisingly,
of that couch meme.
yeah, surprisingly, oh man.
There we go. And there goes Devin assisting in the rest of the spin.
Yeah, nowhere for me to go, brethren.
Hey man, I'm not complaining at all. It worked out well.
I'm not left until I see God or the checkered flag. Okay.
Hi, Mia.
In all honesty, it worked out just fine.
I'll tell you what, Harvick and our Spud, they were busy the second half, man. His drivers really,
Yeah, they got a little thing going on, man.
Yeah, they
What are you
do.
trying to get into?
Jump is super important here.
Yeah, I didn't time it well, and I knew me and Eddie were going to be side by side into one. So I let him get in front of me, and then me racing him would have done nothing for either of us. Obviously, I want to see neon car in victory lane. So if you can see it, I just tried to stay tucked up behind him so he could get that run, down the back or going into one. So
Well, it
I don't
took a
know if
lap
the-
for the
I
damn
don't know
car
if
to
the
get
help
wound
from
up.
us. Yeah, I mean,
Nope.
Trey did everything he could. I mean, it was a really good jump. Because even here, me trying to push you, it's you would have had to nail 1 and 2 to have a shot.
Eddie, did you lift there at all?
No. That's when I knew I was going to be able to send it down into 1 and 2 right here.
Then I took it high because I saw you doing that. I'm like, I'm going to back it up, arc it down. Bleep.
A little bit of a nudge.
And in my head, I'm going to
And
go
then a
under Eddie.
block.
And Eddie's like, no, you're not.
Yeah. I'm like, no, bro. I didn't just do that for you to win this, mother.
And here's my Hamlin flashback where I'm about to turn into mashed potatoes. I was full throttle here. I wiggled. I don't know if you can see it right there. I wiggled up, and it would have been very dangerous to try and side draft him. We got very close there still, but just badass finish, man. It's a mile and a half, man. We missed them this season a bit, I think. They put on some really good shows, so it's going to be exciting next season to go back here.
I think that is probably one of the better green-white checkers I've ever seen in the league.
It was incredible.
It was awesome.
And it was cool because it was a green-white checkered, and we didn't just have 15 cautions, and no one was ripping each other's heads off. I didn't hear anything bad after last night's race. I mean, a couple guys said the track was tough, but collectively, I didn't hear too much complaining, really.
Yeah.
No, it was
And
pretty
even
good.
if that wasn't me making that move right there, if it was anybody else making that move, I would be like, fuck yeah, that was cool. Cause like he didn't wreck him. You know what I'm saying? He still finished third. 0x. So that was pretty neat.
Yeah.
Pretty neat.
Yeah.
It was a
And
it was a
I'll-
clean
Yeah, I
bump.
don't know if you
You-
could pull off a bump and run better than that at a mile and a half, let alone Texas. That's
I mean, he did kind of help though. He came down a little. So
yeah,
I
right.
didn't expect that, but I mean, his last lap, I'm definitely not going to lift. So
Yeah, we should have. If you could have seen it from my cockpit, I'm like, I'm going to take a high and try and arc it low in case we're side by side. And I just watch Eddie. I'm like, oh, he really sent it in there. He's still sending it in there. He's still going in there.
it was sticking, my guy.
Yeah, it was a blast, man. It was a great finish. It's one of those finishes where you cross the line, and you're just like, oh, okay, I can breathe.
All right,
That was
gents.
the first one in a while. Whenever I crossed the finish, I was like, "Holy shit!"
Oh yeah, man.
Like, that was good.
It's just tough, man, because you do get those straight up cautions at the end where like you have these pace laps and you're trying to just lock in. And you're like, okay, I got to nail this here, and then you're like, even if you do nail it, you get another yellow. You're like, man, I have to do it again, and it's like what I said at Indy. It's like you can only nail, or even New Hampshire, where you started to time it with me. I'm like, you can only nail these restarts so good so many times before something goes wrong.
Yeah.
All right, boys. What else we got tonight? Gone over the schedule. Playoff pictures
What
are
more do
announced
you
for all
want?
3 leagues.
Man, I don't know if I can take any more intensity to tonight. And now the Knicks are on. They're up 3, 10 minutes left in this basketball game. And
There you go.
I mean, the Rangers are they're sitting pretty right now. They're just waiting. So
I'm ready for Lady in Black, man. It's a fun track, and that was early in the season last year. I think it was week 3, and we only had, I think it was only 6 cautions, 5 for cause, so 5 besides the stage. So hoping we can do that again. It's a tough track, but we had a really good race there last
All right.
Sure.
Everyone, I think that's going to be it for tonight. We do appreciate you all hanging out in the chat and lighting it up again. Go Avs. Yeah, my Kings lost
Wash
last
your
night.
mouth out with soap right now.
How the Predators doing?
I don't know. Probably hanging out with the Kings for all I know.
I think they
year. I
are
will say the
actually.
Predators have one of the coolest logos. They have one of the coolest logos in sports. The team name, not so much, but the logo is pretty cool.
the Predators.
Yeah,
Right.
I love the logo, man. I love everything about it, but the name,
It's from
Especially
Alien and
Nashville.
Predator,
Shouldn't it be
my
like
guy.
the Nashville Moonshiners or something?
Well, see, I think they found some kind of fossils or something around there that was, I don't. There was a story about it when they first opened. I remember I was young, but yeah, you'd have to Google it. There's
Just
a
so
reason
you
they
know,
went with that.
Vancouver's up 3-2 in that series, so not bad. They're hanging in there.
Just so you
Like
know,
hair and a
too,
biscuit, bro.
Tyler Hurt is a sad Knights fan.
yeah, we appreciate that, Brad. I think this is going to be your second full season here, so appreciate you joining us and sticking around and having a good time. And you figured out you can practice right from the league session. We talked about that the other day, so that's cool that you figured that out. But yeah, man, we appreciate you being here. Hope you have a good time here every week. So, and Adam, yeah, you definitely have to go back and watch it. There's a lot of info in this one.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw this out there too. There's a pro tip hack for practicing. If you can figure out the weather, which is always different that I've seen, so I just roll with it now. If you go into an AI session, you can manually set the fuel to 75%. So instead of practicing 100% and the car feeling a little bit different, come race day or whatever, you can actually change that in an AI session. Just if you don't want to go out there with a whole group of AI, set the AI numbers to 1. You can't go any lower. But you can wreck him on the first couple laps and he won't go out on the track for a while. So
You can
there's
also just
always
right click
that.
and disqualify him.
And you don't have to pay for a session every time you want to
Yeah.
actually be able to set the fuel. You can set the fuel from AI. I mean,
So
it's not a
there's
ton of
that.
money, but it's still a nuisance when you could just load up AI for free and
Yep.
get your laps in.
So there's the pro tip.
It's been beneficial. I can tell you that for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. For everyone out in Chatland, Tyler Hurt, Josh, Brad Young, Adam St. John, thanks for coming by. Maybe you took your lunch break late.
Cox.
I don't know,
cheese,
bud.
cheese, baby, cheese.
Cheesy B,
Cheese,
Cox,
Cox.
Cheesy Cox. Anyways,
What?
something that has not been mentioned yet today, Upper Deckers.
Oh, it's been in the chat.
It's been in the chat, but we went 2 hours and 36 seconds, and not a single person on this stream has mentioned Upper Deckers.
Oh man,
Yeah.
I
They
feel like it
mentioned
was
Coda.
required. What?
But they've mentioned Coda. Like same at this point, right?
I have not said Coda until
I mean,
now. I implied it.
Tony Starch may already be sending the league his sponsorship for Bristol next year, so I can have the Upper Decker 250.
Oh, you're gonna have to fight Eddie on that one. You're gonna have to fight Eddie on that one.
Well, not if you call it the Upper Decker. It's kind of in his favor.
So yeah, we're gonna Team Neon. We're gonna have uniform schemes next season where we're only gonna paint the top half of our cars and the bottom half's gonna be black. So they'll be Upper Decker paint schemes. Or no, the bottom half has to be white, not black. So yeah,
Instead of
all
turds,
of
just have
Neon.
Tony Starch heads floating around.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, the potatoes around the bottom of the car might stay. That was a pretty good look.
Man,
Even
it
though
looks
Brett thought
good.
it was
looks
ice
good.
cream. He's like, "Is that ice cream?" I'm like, nah, it's potatoes, man.
Yeah, we know who doesn't watch the stream.
Yeah,
Right.
it's potatoes, buddy. Come on.
Tony Starch and
What
his
kind
family.
Yeah, what kind of ice cream are you eating?
Want to thank everybody for showing up tonight.
You're welcome.
Guy, thank you for showing. Devin,
Right?
I know it was just a voice, but man, it's like an angel talking.
No, I heard
Almost
something
hurt
in my ear.
myself.
I heard something in my ear. Grandpa's talking shit. So I had to run in here real quick.
I about fell out of my chair when I heard that bang, looked down, seen who it was.
Guy, thanks for doing all that you do, man. We wouldn't be where we are with the broadcasting side of it without you. And man, I can't thank you enough for doing all that you've done so far. It's only going to get better from here. I know that for sure.
To the moon.
To the moon, son. Duvendack, I know you're still out there in chat land. Thanks for coming by today. Again, anybody who wants to join the show, have no problem. Jump into the waiting room. We'll pull you up. We'll have that conversation. I'm going to say this again. I'm going to say it every time that we talk on this show. Adam St. John, you are coming on this show one these days, bud. We want to know what it's like down in Aussie land, bud.
Yeah, I want to know what it's like to fight a Roo. Or one of those, what is it he called? What is it? The drop bear?
The drop bear? Dude, did you look
Yeah,
those
bro.
up?
No, I didn't.
Oh my God.
I will,
Okay,
dude.
so apparently it may be fictional. I don't know. It sounds like a story to scare tourists. Literally, that's what it said. But
Can we get a fake news disclaimer popping up before Hardney shows us everyone?
I'm not showing anything to anybody. Because the thing, like, whatever picture, I don't know if they're rendered or what the hell they are, but they're terrifying looking pictures. I don't want to do anything like that. But last week, Adam St. John said that they drop out of trees and steal your barbecue and beer. Like, what kind of crap? No,
What
guys.
The hell, what kind of wombat
We
is that?
are not leaving.
Right.
We are not leaving. Adam, is that
Bring a
you?
little bat with us.
I pressed the wrong button.
Adam.
What's going on?
Oh my
Oh,
God.
we cannot end the broadcast. St. John is here.
What is going on?
What's up, bud?
What's happening?
Not much. Tell us what it's like down there in down under.
Down under? Yeah, it's not bad for being from the future.
See, all them other suckers are turning us off because they thought we were closing down. But those
Yeah,
that stuck
well,
around were giving out them lottery numbers.
Well, I kind of, I thought, nah, I won't jump in this week because these are almost wrapping it up. But yeah, why not? Eh?
No, but
No,
we are.
Adam's my little informant. On Monday nights and Tuesday nights, I'm gonna message him, so he's gonna tell me the pit strategies by everyone on Tuesdays and Wednesdays the next day. So
Yeah,
he's my.
that's how it
locker
works.
man.
Kind of like Back to the Future Sports Almanac is what I kind of refer it to.
Yeah, he's gonna comment on the truck race Monday night and be like, "Congrats on the win, Eddie," because he knows it already happened.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, that's too easy. And I thought I'd better jump in so you can record a bit of stuff for Tony Starch's accent.
Yes.
Well, we got to get you to say crikey, though.
Crikey.
There you go, Guy. It's recorded, bud.
It's gonna be
No,
so good.
Adam's got to join Tony Starch in the booth, but your backdrop has to just be like a pasture out in Australia, and you're just like a kangaroo or something. Like
Like he's out there
Yeah.
with the
Wicked.
damn
Yeah, what's the
Aborigines?
Martin guy from F1? What's the Martin guy from F1?
What?
Martin guy.
Who's the guy that does F1 that Nudie used to always say? He used to talk like Martin Brundle.
Yeah.
Oh, Martin Brundle. Yeah, he's English.
Is he? He can. You can be
Yeah.
our version of that. You can just stand and report from turn one wherever we're racing, and make car noises in the background.
Love it.
Aussies get confused a fair bit for English people,
Yeah.
No,
You're
man.
gonna be our pit road reporter,
especially
guys. I'm
by
gonna throw it down
Americans.
to you.
But we've got a bit more of it.
Adam, would you ever consider joining a broadcast with Guy up in the booth and just hang out with him?
Yeah, we can do that, eh? I might even do it next week, huh?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh
There we go.
shit!
Man, just when you thought the breaking news was over.
I know it's
Yeah, we
the
can do it.
most exciting Thursday show we've ever had.
Great.
Oh,
Epic.
come
You're
on.
welcome.
I'm getting celebrity status. That's a bit strange.
Hey, I told you last week you were a celebrity on Brook already.
When you're coming
Yeah,
from
well,
the
I
future,
appreciate it, guys.
We appreciate you
Yeah,
for
well,
tuning in
Yeah.
and
Thanks
hanging
for
out.
popping in, Adam, man.
Nah, it's a good watch, hey. And when you say I've missed my lunch break, well, I actually work for myself. I'm a
He is his lunch
cartoonist
break.
and illustrator.
Are you
No
really?
way.
So, yeah, I am. Yep.
That's
Wow.
sick.
So
That
I
is
just
badass, man.
I'm in my early 50s. I've got the big grey beard. And
please turn Eddie
watching
Morris into
David
a cartoon.
brush his. We can do that too. Don't worry.
Oh my
But,
goodness.
yeah, I enjoy watching you guys, and it's a pretty good broadcast. And like I said before, I'm pretty new to the whole oval. I've only done a couple of races with the ASR guys, but I've been doing a fair bit other with another league. That's where I was this morning, and yeah, I love it. Is that it's just going round and round in circles. But yeah, I'm really loving it.
Awesome.
Well, we're glad
Yeah,
to have
so
you.
What
I
other
think
league were you running with?
You guys do a lot
I've
of
been
road?
actually so Brianna Lawrence. Yeah, I do a lot of road stuff too. But Brianna Lawrence, who races around in the ASR Super Series, she got me over to Old Glory
Okay.
race.
Nice.
League. Yeah, so I was doing trucks with them this morning. I actually jumped in about 9 laps too late. And because of, I think I got about 3 lucky dogs, and I just go on hell for leather,
There
and
you
I think
go.
I finished 8th. So
And by the way, it says this morning as if it wasn't last night to
Yeah.
us.
Right.
all right. So that was where I was. Yeah,
Nice.
it's Friday, right? It's thank God it's Friday.
Well, it's Friday. What 1:30 your time?
This time tomorrow, you'll be thinking about knocking off. Let's just have a look. Yeah, 20 to 1. It's
Okay.
almost it
Yeah.
is beer o'clock. Beer o'clock's any time after midday, right?
Oh yeah. It's always 5
Have a look
o'clock
at the
somewhere.
grin. Have a look at the grin. Have a look at the grin on Eddie's face.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, sorry,
I'm-
Sylvan. Sorry, other admin Sylvan. If you're still here, Australians have just leapfrogged Canadians on the totem pole of coolness outside of the US. So sorry about that, Sylvan.
Yeah. No, we're not sorry about it. I want to know about these drop bears, man. Y'all trying to scare me or something? Y'all trying to keep me away from the awesome
Drop
down under?
bears. Oh,
So
No,
are they a
they're
real
vicious.
thing? Because I read that they're
They'll,
just folklore.
uh,
Man, we need to get him that Starlink.
they're folklore, eh? They're to scare the shit out of everyone.
So they're just koalas, right? Man, we need to get him that Starlink.
Yeah, they're just vicious koalas. So
Vicious
it's a myth.
koalas. That's
darling.
crazy.
Oh, okay.
As if they aren't already vicious enough.
Yeah.
I'm confused.
No. But they do have chlamydia.
I was gonna say, bro, them little
Okay,
things will
wait a
climb down
minute.
on you and give you some STDs, bro.
Yeah, I was gonna say koalas definitely carry chlamydia and make you
Yeah.
clap.
Wait
Give
a
you the clap
second.
back.
Yeah. Looking that up.
I don't think anybody. We were not going to look that up today.
I
Yeah,
mean,
we,
you would.
We
it's
need more
fact.
koalas in the chat. They'd give us a big round of applause if you know what I mean.
Right.
Well, Duvendack said he was sick. Was he hanging out with St. John yesterday after the race?
Them damn drop bears got
We've
him.
actually got we've actually got an island over here called Kangaroo Island.
Are there drop bears there?
That's where
Just
they have
off the
island
coast
fights.
of South Australia, where I live, but it's full of koalas. Yeah, yeah.
That's
Drop bears
crazy.
everywhere. Got to watch out.
That's
Adam
crazy.
seems like he's pretty qualified to talk about him.
There's they say, listen, they'll say 9 out of 10 things in Australia kill you, but drop bears aren't one of them.
Well, that's always good.
They'll just send you home with a shot in the butt.
Yeah, man. But those snakes and spiders, they're no joke. You can keep them.
Yeah.
They will.
Yeah,
Yeah, well, they're probably no different than what you.
Yeah, I'm scared enough
No
every time
different
I
than
go
what
to the
these guys
toilet,
got
so I
over
don't need to
there.
worry about a snake doing damage while I'm in there.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, no,
You
we
ever had
don't.
one
All
of
right,
those-
gentlemen, I'm out. I'll let you wrap it
All right.
up.
Adam, thanks for coming by, bud. It was a pleasure to have you on. Please come drop in anytime you want. You are more than welcome to join us at any time.
Just don't steal Eddie's beer
Yeah,
or
too.
barbecue.
I'll share it with you. You don't have
Yeah,
to steal it, man.
too easy, and I'll get a couple of cartoons sorted for you. I've got a good screenshot of his now, so.
Oh, shit.
But,
There we go.
All right, guys. That's going to be it for us tonight. Thanks, everyone, for
Yeah,
dropping
watch
by
out.
again.
All right.
Man,
thanks for
that
having us.
delay is freaking real.
It is real.
That's crazy, man. It's coming from down under, bro.
Yeah, dude.
That was awesome. It came on though.
That
I
was
like
wicked.
That. That's cool.
Okay, so this just reinforces the fact. If you want to come by, drop in the waiting room. We'll see you. One of us will see you. We'll bring you up here. Have a quick conversation. Thank you, everybody, for joining tonight. It's been a pleasure. Peace.
Sunday night, baby.
Oh, yeah. Catch
Yeah.
up Sunday night. Oh, yeah. We should probably talk about that real quick. Sunday night, NSRA. Monday night, ASR Tour starting off their playoffs. Wednesday night, we got the Next Gen Series. Thursday night, we'll be back here live talking about how everything went.
Yeah.
Later.